This is more production than we've done in 6 years.
Okay, we're live, everybody.
Oh, fuck. Shit. So what's your problem with black people? I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
gee.
I know. Hey, everybody. Welcome to...
Can we go live now?
Oh, and
In 5.
end scene. Remember, it's called Yes End, people. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's the Brian McCarthy interview show. I am Brian. To stage right, of course, is Adam, and stage left is Bret Raybould.
I like that stage
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Well,
we're using
you know,
very industry.
Come from the theater.
At the
Yeah.
when I interned at the Globe in London town. Thank you for doing the show. By the way, just out of the gate, I really thought your Michael Bublé thing was really funny.
Thank you. Wasn't I'm just a really good jazz singer, so
Yeah, I mean,
He's
yeah.
a crooner.
Are you
Crooner
actually,
Bret Raybould.
can you actually Can you actually sing, but you fucked it up on purpose, or can you not sing?
So I think I'm an incredible singer, and I won't do the bit at you. No, I never thought I could sing. And I've had no training. I can't actually
Stop.
sing.
Because for those of you, and we will throw a link up on it, but the premise of the commercial was it's like one of those old like K-Tel or Time Life commercials where
Yes.
Oh,
like-
yeah. Like the compilation?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it. I got to check this
it's
out.
like Bret sings Michael Bublé covers, but, and I'm not giving it away or anything, but in it you realize very quickly that you can't sing at all.
Yes,
So-
but the character
Okay.
of me takes himself incredibly seriously,
Love
as
it.
if I'm God's gift to green earth and
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
the field of jazz.
Yeah, it was really funny. I am look at me name dropping, but
Do it.
one of my
Do
good
it.
friends is a young man named Joe DeRosa.
Yeah.
And so a couple years ago, Joe was dating or had dated this Asian girl with big fucking fake tits. And
Alright.
she worked
Sweet.
at the
Rocking.
Barclays Center.
Yeah.
And Joe's at my apartment when I used to live in Brooklyn. And one of my kids, it was her birthday party. We were hanging out, and Joe turns to me and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "this sounds ridiculous, but there's a girl that I was dating and not dating any longer, but we're friends, and she runs the 40/40 club at the Barclays Center, which is like their kind of box thing at the Barclays Center,
Okay,
you know?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "And Michael Bublé is performing. Do you want to go see Michael Bublé like right now?" And I was like,
right now.
I put down that chicken finger so fast, make your head spin. I said, "Do we need to wear tuxedos? Because I have a couple." And he goes, "No," but we go. And it was, so we went to go see Michael Bublé, and it was a Sunday night. So I don't mean to be cunty, but they had to drape the room. You know, it's Sunday night. You know, I bet he had a big Friday, Saturday, but it was a Sunday. So people came in from Long Island. And I'll tell you one thing about Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Is that the backing band was fucking amazing.
Right.
I mean, it's a big band.
Of course, to get that gig, you got to be good.
It's a big band show.
Right.
So he comes out and but what was really great was they kept doing a kiss cam. And at one point,
Knicks game.
the kiss cam lingered on Joe and I
Yeah.
grabbed him and I tried to shove my tongue down his throat, like on the kiss cam. And like the whole audience was full of like white people, let's be honest,
Sure.
from Long Island. And it was like,
Ooh.
there was just kind of a quiet, like, you know. And at one point,
Just the beer thrown at
yeah,
you.
exactly. Hey, get a room, quiz, right? And at one point, and it was like Michael's doing, you know, because he does as you do
Right.
on the.
He does his banter.
a lot of banter.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, they told me there'd be a lot of broke. I don't know why I'm trying to do a bad Tony.
No,
Bennett.
do
Yeah,
it. You
it's
got to
a-
do it.
you
You
do a
don't
Tony
bail.
Bennett.
Don't bail.
Yeah,
You
right,
got to.
yeah, right. But I knew there'd be a lot of gorgeous people out here, but nobody told me that Brooklyn was full of so many supermodels, you know, like that kind of thing. But at one point, they brought a 12-year-old girl out who was there with her dad. Weird. No, I don't think they were fucking or anything. But like, you imagine?
And
They're
we're
on the fuck
the
cam.
kiss
right?
cam.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
fuck
Your
cam.
daughter.
Yeah, the father's like obviously squeezing her arm too hard outside, just outside of the frame of the kiss cam.
Sure.
Let's do this. I brought you here. This is what this is all about.
Yeah.
But so they bring her up on stage, and he decides, Michael Bublé is like, I'm going to give her a hug. So they're doing like this very sweet thing on stage, and Joe just told the story actually on the bonfire. But They bring him out, and Joe's up. I mean, the girl's on there with Michael Bublé, and they're having like this sweet moment. And apparently, I don't remember this, but Joe turns to me, and apparently I was sobbing because I was so touched by this. And Joe starts laughing at me, and I just went, "I'm not a machine." And I thought it was so cute.
It is.
Do you like Michael Bublé? You just thought it'd be funny.
Listen,
Go ahead.
I'm coming for his throne. That's so I'll go on the record and say I'm coming
You're
for
just
his.
still doing this.
Yeah, you're like just you're like you just be a
in
person
character,
with me.
yeah.
You have to,
We didn't think you were going to bring the bit with you.
Where are you
Turns
from?
my mic off.
Yeah. I'm
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
we're
where-
good. We commit. We commit.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Kansas City, Kansas.
No shit.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
Wow.
All
Love,
right.
Now-
love my hometown.
Here's my question about that. Kansas City, half of it is in Missouri, half
Yes.
of it is in Kansas. Is it kind of like Cincinnati, where part of it is in Ohio, part of it is in Kentucky? Is
Didn't
there?
know. Is that real?
Yeah.
I didn't
It
know
is.
that.
Yeah, there's
one.
there's that river. Yeah,
Yes.
right. All the
Oh.
strip clubs are in Kentucky.
Yeah,
I've heard.
because over there you can get a little stink
Somebody
finger.
told me.
Yeah, they can keep a secret over there on the Kentucky
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
Right.
keep it-
Yeah.
yeah, real good,
Yeah.
real good. at keeping it
Ohio,
secret.
they're tight. They're uptight
Oh, yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, but Cincinnati, Kentucky's where
Yeah.
they really let loose.
You got a 20 bag of fentanyl. You're getting a hand job in that champagne room.
Mhm.
So, but what part of Kansas City is better?
It's Kansas City, Missouri is more of the Missouri side. That was
Wow. Astute,
Go ahead, take a minute.
astute observation.
Take a minute. Wow,
You're getting the gems of wisdom.
Yeah,
over
we got
here.
a real
So
college
Kansas City,
boy with
Missouri,
us.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm
Think about the
a-
Missouri part is it's on the Missouri side. Not a lot of people know that.
Slow it down,
I'm a-
Magellan.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm a learned man.
No,
I don't
no.
mean
It's
to,
all good. It's all good.
you know,
I
tote
understand.
my education.
All
Yeah,
right,
that was
all right.
very.
Yeah,
I don't want to be uppity.
Yeah, don't talk down to us.
No,
So Kansas City.
metropolitan side. It's the metropolitan side. Kansas City,
Okay.
Kansas is like
Little
kind of like
more-
the suburby,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
a little more white bread side.
So the taller buildings would be in the Missouri side.
yeah, that's right. That's,
Okay.
and that's like that's a dumb distillation of it, but that's
No,
how
it's
I would
okay. No,
say.
no, no. I mean, it's valid
So,
because I have,
Soccer families in Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas is the bedroom community,
Yes.
as they say.
What does
right?
that mean?
It means like that's where everybody just sort of lives, and
Suburbs.
commute from. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, and
Okay.
Yeah.
and
no,
then-
but I do no but. I like
Yeah,
no
I
but.
know. It is my birthday.
Avant-garde.
Right. So, but now, would you go to Missouri for like? Because I know they have like the steaks and the barbecue and all that kind of stuff. Is that traditionally found on Missouri side or the Kansas side?
That is on both sides.
Oklahoma
Yes.
Joe's?
Oklahoma Joe's, which has been renamed to Kansas City Joe's.
Really?
because
Oh,
of
you
those
know
were-
what?
That was also a good pull.
Oh, what's that?
What
That
happened?
was a good pull. That reference.
It's funny because I have some of the sauce,
yeah.
and I realized the other day it does say Kansas City Joe's.
They did that because it was always weird when people are like, "I love Kansas City barbecue. What's the best spot?" And then you go
Oklahoma Joe's, and
they're
they
like,
go,
"That's-
"Wait a minute."
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Whoa.
So they renamed it Kansas City Joe's. Great barbecue spot, founded in a gas station.
Now, like North Carolina barbecue is
Yeah.
traditionally like vinegary, and there's a whole. Is there something? And I know this is an easy enough thing to find on Google, but you're here. Like, what
Mhm.
makes Kansas City barbecue Kansas City barbecue?
It's sweet. It's tomato based. I'm
Okay.
not an expert.
Fair
I
enough.
just know I have tribalistic pride in it.
I understand.
Sweet,
know what I mean?
Sweet, saucy barbecue.
It's sweet.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I know not very little about it, but
That's
I know
enough.
I have a lot of pride. And
Sure,
going,
sure,
no, it's
yeah.
the best. Am I informed? No, but
No, but that's enough.
It is
Listen,
'cause-
just by saying that is enough. Because and me knowing North Carolina is like not. It's vinegar, whatever the fuck that even means. It's
Mhm.
it tends to be like that. But when you know what's weird to me about barbecue is like in New York, barbecue is weirdly expensive.
Very expensive. Yeah, it's also not that good relative. It's
Right.
because trucks have a hard time just getting shit in the city. So I feel like barbecue, and you don't have space to smoke.
Yes.
It's like where do you can't have a smokehouse
you can't.
on
Yeah.
4th and
No,
McDougal.
you
Like, it
can't.
just doesn't
really-
geographically
right.
make sense.
There's that hometown place which is down in
This,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
over in Red Hook.
yeah.
But that's when because when you buy barbecue there, They sell it like by the pound,
Mhm.
and I always go
A
through.
lot of
Yeah.
of places. It's just counter service and it's by the pound. And it is really expensive.
Yeah, but I panic and I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to get a quarter pound. The guy will think I'm a real real queer bait or something.
Sure.
I'm like,
Real
give me
Gaylord.
yeah, give me 3 pounds of that, 3 pounds of that.
No, like that'll be $975.
I mean, I'm a wealthy man, so it's not a problem for
someone's
me. But
doing well.
yeah, exactly. And then they give me we'll give you the white bread. I'm like, well, that's great. I just spent $9,000 on pork belly.
You're now on the board.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Of hometown barbecue.
Give me a T-shirt.
Yeah.
How many years have you lived in New York?
About 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Are you guys New Yorkers originally?
I mean, here's the thing.
Not originally.
No,
Shrugs.
I've been here since I moved here in 1990, though,
Mm.
when I was 17.
Right.
So whatever.
You're almost not a transplant. 'Cause you've
Almost.
been- yeah.
I'm trans something though.
Yeah.
Give me that sweet man pussy. But no, I moved. I'm actually originally. I don't mean to brag. I'm originally
Go.
from Baltimore,
Yeah.
so I moved here to go to NYU when I
Nice.
was 17. So
Tish,
yes, school Playwrights Horizons, as a matter of
They're doing
fact.
playwrights.
Yeah, I never really wrote a play though. I dropped out almost immediately. I moved here and dropped out immediately. I was like, drugs and pussy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to college. Like,
Is that what happened when you dropped? Did the drugs and pussy precede the dropping out, or did you drop out and then that became the
well,
pursuit?
if you really want to know what really happened is I moved here went to go to Tisch, and then I sort of arrived, and it was a bit of a comedy of errors. Like my roommate at Tisch fell in love with me, and I woke up to him jerking off
Really?
on my chest. Yes.
Is this real?
Totally real? Yes. I'm not. It's the real story. So Eric J. Friedman was his name. You know those Jews. Am I right? Anybody?
I have a
And-
friend named Eric Friedman.
Yeah, well, everyone's got. There's an Eric Friedman in everybody.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
yeah,
an Eric
that's true.
Friedman. But yeah, I woke up and I remember my chest was colder, and I woke up to him. He had told me a couple days before that he was in love with me.
Wait. Your chest was colder, like from ejaculate?
No, because he had pulled
He's got
my.
cold cum.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you meant
yeah.
like cold.
No,
Oh,
I
Eric-
was like, yeah,
Eric-
cold.
no.
Who's got cold
Holy
cum?
No,
shit.
no.
Well,
Eric's-
it gets cold
No.
pretty quickly.
It sure
Yeah.
does.
Room temp, I
Yeah,
would assume.
That's why that's why I always wear a hockey mask when I blow guys. But no, when he he pulled the covers back to expose my
Got
chest.
you.
So the covers, I noticed a chill. The room had gotten a little colder, and I literally opened my eyes, and he was a heavyset guy, and I opened my eyes to see Eric feverishly masturbating over my chest, and I jumped up just as he was blowing his load, and he
Just as he was blowing his load.
What timing?
Holy
I
shit.
want to give him a chance to finish. I don't have
you
a,
hit- did it
Well, you're not
connect?
uptight.
Yeah, I could.
Right.
I could. Yeah, he very much was like. I've never seen a guy like. I mean, since then it's a different story. But be terrified, also coming, and
Yeah.
also embarrassed all at the same time. So
Wow.
I jumped up. I literally ran out of the room. I was working in a restaurant at the same time. I called this girl that was a bartender. I didn't know anybody in New York. I had no ties here. Nothing.
How late into your guys' roommate relationship?
Like
was this?
weeks. Like literally not even a month.
You
You wanna
gotta,
get
you
the-
gotta wait a month.
Well, I feel like you also want to
Courtesy
get it
month.
out of the way as quick as you
Like,
can
want to know if
before.
I'm down for
'cause
this?
you want to establish, protocol.
Well, then
I thought you were gonna say dominance.
Yeah,
I guess.
right.
I guess maybe that
Yeah.
too. Maybe
He's like,
that
he
too.
gives me a fish hook and just comes right in my mouth. He's like,
Right.
"You like that? Now you're gay too. I've given
Yeah.
you the gift."
That's how it happens.
Right.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like vampire cum. But what had happened was so that I literally ran Union Square. I literally ran out, found a payphone. That's how old I am. Found a payphone. Called the only number I knew. This girl, and I was like, he came on my chest, and she goes, "Look, just come to my apartment." I went to her apartment. I stayed over that night. The next day, I went back, and he was in the dorm room wearing like sunglasses, smoking a cigarette, and he was like, "I'm over you now." Like very weird.
What?
Yeah.
And so I got my
So
stuff.
that was his response.
Oh, yes.
was
He
to
felt
go like,
rejected.
I'm above this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, dude,
yes.
you were
Yeah.
masturbating.
It was.
You don't get to be Mr.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
It was-
you don't get to.
yeah. I was very weirded
I'm
out.
over you.
Yeah, he was
Well,
over
he
me.
felt rejected.
I did.
probably.
Yeah. I was like, let's try this again when I'm awake. Maybe I'm coming back to let you know.
Right. At least
I'm
let
down.
me thwart your advances while I'm conscious.
And then I had also started auditioning for stuff through Backpage
Sure.
or Backstage. It's a
Yeah,
Freudian.
that's
a Freudian slip.
one.
Now I
It's
see
all right.
where the mix-up happened.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But I'd gotten into a play, an off-Broadway play called Co-ed Prison Sluts the Musical, and I had gotten a
great
lead in this show, and
Channeled a lot.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? So I went to like my kind of my acting at my studio professor at Tisch, and I was like, I want to do this show, and they were like, well, you're not allowed to be in plays if you're like a student at NYU. It's like a fundamental thing. You're not allowed. You must be here. And I was like, well, why am I going to college for acting? I'm clearly already acting.
You got it.
Like, I'm ready for my close up.
Yeah.
And so I just left, and that was that. And then I just stayed here, and so on and so forth. But this is about you.
No, this is very interesting. I don't need to just talk about. I talk about myself all way too much. So there's a rule: you're not allowed to be cast. In shit. That's like almost like the NBA high schooler to college thing.
Very
it's
similar.
Like, if someone is talented enough to get a part or a spot on a team, why block them
we
from
got
having
LeBron James of the theater here?
I was also, when I was 17, I looked like I was 11. So like I went to college young anyway.
You were an 11-year-old looking.
Yeah, you want to jerk off on my chest.
Yeah, no, you're getting me.
Yeah, I know.
Getting me boned up.
You're like, Eric had
Brian,
a point. Yeah. You must have a big skinny guy like you must got a nice cock on you, right? But I'll lay down. You want to put on a yarmulke and gain 70 pounds. You can come on my chest.
Sure, yeah, that'll take you back.
Yeah, take me back. Honestly, the way I'm going, take me back last week.
And then after it, I'll be like, I'm over you. I don't even
looking at 120.
Right. I don't even need this.
Cucumber mud mask.
You're like,
on.
that's
You know what's funny?
I'm over you. Just a queen.
You know what's funny though is there's a guy named John Human who was a couple years older than me, who was at NYU, and he was in I think Stella Adler, and he knew Eric, and I met him through Eric, and he and I are still good friends to this day. He was in my wedding, I was in his wedding, so this story can be collaborated.
Is that the right word?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He lives in Brooklyn. He's a musician.
It is as the resident intellectual.
You're
right.
The learned
Mr. Kansas City, Mr. Kansas City over here.
Mr. Missouri, Missouri's in Missouri.
Right.
Just a friendly reminder.
I have a PhD in tangy barbecue too, if you know what I mean.
Friedman.
Yeah.
So what happened to Eric Friedman? I would love to know.
Funny enough,
where are they now?
That we try. You do deserve to have both names dropped.
Eric,
when you jerk off on somebody, you forfeit kind of your privacy.
Yeah,
right?
in a book you are allowed, because
there's no.
You really could have. I don't even. Maybe in the '90s they wouldn't have given a shit. They're like, toughen up, kid.
Sure.
Yeah, I could have gone to my. And by the way, my RA was really gay. As a matter of fact, I remember he came to our room because we were smoking weed, and he had one of those silence equals death. Like, this is when you could still die.
Smoking weed. Get back to jerking off.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Unconscious bodies.
This is back when you could still die from AIDS. Now it's just kind of like having diabetes.
Sure. Yeah.
So I remember this RA came to the door, and he was like, you guys like, so there was no real recourse. But to be candid. But when I moved to New York, I was such an unhappy. I was bullied, a bad, stepfather, all that kind of shit. That when I got here, it was such a playground that I didn't even really give a fuck. Like all of a sudden, I was like, I was in this show. I worked at a restaurant. I was fucking this flight attendant who was coming in from Swiss Air. Like I was really kind of like,
a good life.
You're mixing it up. Yeah,
I got dropped in like a parachute. I was like, I don't want to do anything other than just live a life. Like I thought like going to, and plus I did think, and it's funny because I have a daughter now who is she's 16 and she wants to go to NYU, and I'm like actively trying to discourage any of that. But
keep away from the Friedman.
Right, exactly.
You have a roommate.
At least fucking give her a poncho.
Erica J. Friedman. Right. She's just
oh no.
Yeah. She's just flicking pussy juice on her from across
generations of Friedmans and McCarthy's.
Fucking
fucking Friedman.
Or like the Hatfields and McCoys
of semen, bodily fluids.
You learn they've donated like 8 buildings. You're like, that's how they're able.
They're the Tishes of the 21st century. Yeah. And is squirt pussy juice? We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but I know it's urine, isn't it? Squirt is urine.
Well, it's kind of a high. Have you ever had? You've experienced it?
Oh,
ever?
Yuck! No, I'm sorry. I make every bitch squirt.
I have one time. I have experienced it one time, and it was okay.
What was his name? Fucking home run chipper.
You fucking got me. You fucking got me.
You got Ray. I'm sorry.
I'll give it to you because it's close to your birthday.
Sure.
But it's kind of like a it's more. The viscosity is different from pee.
Okay.
So I guess God, I'm trying to think of like.
What's the pH level?
Go ahead.
Man, do you know what skeet is?
What do you mean?
It's kind of like that white fluid.
I know
that,
team skeet.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about shooting. Yeah, well,
what is skeet?
Skeet is kind of like
pull.
Skeet shooting.
It's in my eyes.
It's that like kind of white stuff that women secrete from their
what
vagina.
Are you talking about?
No, okay.
I don't know. What,
ski, Lil Jon. That's what he's talking about.
Like I'm a learned man. I'm not.
Yeah, you're from Kansas City. It's
you're a sweet boy.
Yeah. But it's kind of like a mixture between like that and like urine. It's kind of like pee, but it's kind of like a secretion. I don't know. It's fucking.
You're
weird.
becoming our mutual Google searches.
Yeah,
right. But it's like if you
you guys want to take your shirts off.
If you roll it in your fingers,
okay,
it has more of a viscosity than like a urine is just water essentially, whereas like it's got kind of like an oily feel to it.
All right,
it's interesting.
So it's thicker than water, but not as thick as cum. Like man cum.
Yeah,
all right, okay,
much thinner than man cum. It's like it's got. If you've ever
go ahead.
Like
by the way, whatever you're gonna say, yes,
MCT oil or like. Any of those like weird kind of
calling lady. You're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
He actually drops his publicist mid show.
Yeah, right.
First time in history, it's kind of like got like an oily feel to it.
Okay.
Like if you
go ahead,
a little bit thinner than olive oil.
All right,
like that's a very thin olive oil.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like I have been in the room with someone who has like squirted, I think, but I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, when you're in Thailand, it seems rude to walk out of the room.
Yeah, you just got hit with a ping pong
ball.
Lady
boy pussy juice. That's just
I've
never been to Thailand. You been to Thailand?
No. Despite my white like nerdy look, I haven't taken that solo trip.
Yeah. You're not a sex tourist.
No. That's that thing when you like talk to like a late 20s, early 30s white guy. Where are you going? And he's like Thailand.
You're like okay.
Yeah. He's like, I love temples.
Yeah. You're like rough breakup.
Like temples and fucking children.
Yeah.
Legally fucking children.
Yeah, right.
Like that's really like
for
literally what
on the dollar.
Yeah, I'm going to Phuket. Why, dude? No, I can't even swim. You keep trying to give him like ways to like not admit that he's going there to have sex with children. You're like, hey, you must love the clear white beaches. He's like, it's on a beach.
Yeah,
there's beaches in Phuket. Do you have a girlfriend?
I do. Yes.
Okay. How long have you kids been dating?
We've been dating about a year. Around a year.
Are you living together?
No. We live close by. We're like 4 blocks from each other.
How'd you meet her?
Sweet. We met at a bar. I was playing chess.
Okay.
I love chess. Now you're getting me bummed up.
Wow.
Chess. I square up.
Okay.
Now I was playing chess and she was like, I guess she was with one of her friends and she was like, who's this guy playing chess? And my girl.
I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm not trying to bust your balls.
No,
were you playing with
I'm on a podcast. It's okay to like roast each other.
Were you playing with another person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like the old man in that Pixar short who's just like playing himself.
Yeah,
I was playing with my roommate. I was smoking him. I am way better at chess than
all right.
on the record. And,
so, is this a bar known for its chess?
No, they do have a chess set.
Okay.
And separate story, they were the first time I played chess there. It's a gorgeous chess set.
Okay.
Like beautiful wood. And I just thought someone left it. And there was this guy there. And we both saw it and we're like, you want to play a game? He played too. And so we go, winner takes the board.
Oh,
and so we're playing each other, and it's a good game. We're equal competitors. I'm decent.
Because
decent.
Nobody, you'd established nobody belonged to the board. Like the board
we're like, is this anyone?
Is anybody's board? And then so you guys went throw down, winner takes the board.
Yes, and then great game, and then I won, and I was like, the board is mine. And I started walking out.
Sure,
like I did it, and I get 10 steps out of the bar, and then I just get.
They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
The bouncer's like, "What are you doing, man?" I go, "Whoa, I won the board." And he goes, "That's the bar's board,
right,
you idiot."
Oh,
and I'm
you guys didn't ask like anybody that worked there.
No, I think I erred on the side of, "Oops, I stole it."
Oh, okay.
No, but I genuinely thought it.
You really thought like someone just abandoned this chessboard.
Yeah,
this beautiful
and then
chessboard.
A bouncer with my height and actual muscle
That's amazing.
Like, and this is like the bar I frequent because it's like, it's a few blocks from my place. So I just felt like a total jackass.
Oh, shit.
But I've had many stories in that bar of playing chess. I mean, first off, I met my girlfriend from it, and she was like, it's kind of funny. My girlfriend's a very beautiful lady, and she noticed me playing chess, and she was like, "Ooh, who's this fella?" Wow. And so
this fella,
it was kind of funny because she was trying to talk to me. And I just go, thank God I was obsessed and am with chess, because if I had noticed a beautiful woman, because she was like, so how's the game going? And I was like, yeah, it's good. And if I had noticed, if I had like looked,
it'd be better if you weren't talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. But if I would have been a lame-o if I had noticed, because I'm like, oh, it's a great game. Do you ever play? Like,
if you had actually looked up, you'd be like, duh, your voice cracked immediately.
It's good. Do you play it?
Guys, like checkmate. Right. You fucking just lost.
And I just look like a loot, but because I looked cool, like, no, it's fun. I like playing, and I'm not even. I think it made her be more like, oh, this guy's cool. So thank God I didn't look. So, no matter what, I met a great girl from chess. So I always appreciate that.
So how did it go from ultimately you beat your roommate? Yeah. And did she stick around for the whole, because chess games can take hours.
For us, it's like, 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. And I just started talking about chess. I think she was like, wow, this guy's so interesting, because I was just saying why I love chess, and one thing I love about chess. Now here we're going.
Go ahead, let's do it.
Yeah, you were pontificating.
I was pontificating with pontifications.
Oh, I bet she was wet.
Oh,
you just all skied it out, probably.
Speaking of pussy juice,
right? First and last time I made her come, boys.
One and only.
But no, I think she told me the sentence I said that was like, wow, this guy's interesting. I think I said like, chess, what I love about chess is the moves reflect how you can move through life, and that you're going to make mistakes, but from those mistakes, opportunities can arise that you didn't know could arise because of your mistake. And and that's true. No matter the decisions that's why I love chess. It is a game without chance. It's a game of choices. Okay. You have to live with every choice. There is no luck. There's just your decisions.
Yeah.
And you have to live with them, and you have to try and fight regardless of bad choices. And you have to try and continually make good choices over your opponent.
Okay. So I don't play chess, but I have read about chess.
It's an awesome game.
But okay, sure. But also there are patterns you can apply to a board.
For sure.
So there are like
pattern recognition is a big thing.
Right. And there are moves. So for example, if you're playing your roommate, if you want to end the game very quickly, you probably know how to do that, right? You can set a trap for him.
I don't see, I'm not like a guy who studies it, because I'm not like trying to be
I understand, but like
so like there are those do exist, people who memorize traps,
right?
And those are easy ways to get
they're like
victories
plays
off of.
Yeah,
but
and people can recognize them if you're playing somebody. I mean, there are plays around for 800 years. I mean, there are like
right, yeah. And that there are people who do that, and that type of thing doesn't work on a decent player.
Okay. Do you play online?
I do. I played this morning. It helps me relax when I feel stressed out. It actually sometimes also stresses me out. I mean, my roommates will just hear me go like, fuck. And they're like, he's playing chess.
How many roommates do you have?
I mean, I had 2, and then they got evicted.
What happened?
So now I actually don't have
Interesting.
But
what happened to the roommates?
They I've been in very odd living situation where I technically don't pay rent because I am allowed to squat in this house.
Whoa.
Yes.
Holy shit.
But the guy knows I'm there. He's just like, all right, keep away everyone else. There's no heat or hot water.
Whoa.
You don't have any hot water in your house?
No, I have electric tea kettles though. Not to brag, I do have electric.
Wow.
How do you
Someone's doing well.
How do you shower?
And I have Wi-Fi. All right.
Okay.
So,
well, now we're talking. Myself. Well, you could run the hot water right off of that. Ones and zeros.
That's right.
Is this a townhouse?
Holy shit.
Or like a brownstone?
It's a brownstone. It's a beautiful brownstone.
How did you find this living situation?
Very, very. One of my closest friends,
Tom,
who's a queer woman from the Czech Republic.
Ooh,
okay.
Called me up. I only say that just to add some detail.
Sure, I love it.
Like it just adds some New York to it.
Yeah.
Like it's a very New York thing when you're one of your closest friends, who's from that place, calls you up, and she said, "How would you like to live in New York for free?"
Oh,
and you do have my attention.
Was this already 9 years ago? Is this how you moved into New York?
No, this is about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, and I was like, okay, I am listening. And she told me about there's a wealthy landowning individual, Jew, who,
okay. Go ahead.
No, but there's a wealthy guy who owns a bunch of properties. He sometimes likes to have people keep an eye on them.
So it's like your house sitting.
Kind of in a way, but I also have to do some chores for him. Not come on his chest when he's asleep.
They love that.
I just strip walls.
He comes on yours.
Of course.
So do you maintain, are you like a super in this building?
I would say like a light super adjacent.
Are there other tenants in the building?
No, not anymore.
So you recently because you got rid of the other two.
Yeah.
So in exchange for this free rent, you have to maintain this property?
Yes.
Okay. But it doesn't require you don't do electrical, you don't do plumbing.
No, absolutely. I mean, I have the softest hands in the world.
Dulcet
business.
We'll see those later.
How many, let's say it's a family or something like that. Like how many people could fit?
Well, I'm only allowed to have the first floor. They're doing construction on the second.
Okay, so they're working on the second floor. How many floors is it?
3.
3? Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm only allowed, I'm allowed one room.
So the reason why there's no hot water is just because it's not turned on, because it would have to be turned on for the whole building.
Correct. And
wow. Yeah. You haven't had hot water for 2 years.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
I've had New York winters without heat or hot water.
Holy shit.
I mean, I do have space heaters. So it's not like it takes a moment for one room to get a little warm, but it's not like.
But you kind of just heat one room probably for the winter and then.
Yeah, and that's the room.
But you don't pay for electric because it's right.
Yeah,
okay, so you can really crank some space heaters.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to because I know they're a fire hazard, but
and
I don't want to burn down
because I know they can be very expensive to run those. I noticed that when I run them, my bill goes way the fuck.
I had a roommate who would leave them on during the day when she went to work, and our electric bill would be like $330, and you're like,
yeah, it'll jump at least $100 when
you're
you
like,
have it on.
And she got mad at us for going into her room and turning it off, and you're like, you don't need to come home to a sauna, a boil,
or a house that's actually on fire.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's
very dangerous.
How you kill us all and burn all our shit.
So hold on though. So when you say roommate, so you have the first floor. So it's I'm familiar with brownstone. So it's like a parlor, kitchen, and maybe 2 or 3 bedrooms on the first floor.
There's 2, yeah.
2. Okay. So you have one of the bedrooms.
Correct.
The other bedroom, is there currently a roommate?
No, it's empty. It's just like an empty room.
Now, if you were to rent that out,
not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do anything against.
No, of course not. No. I'm just trying to get. It's interesting. So when you keep saying roommates though. So over the years, when you say roommate, do you mean someone on the second floor and third floor?
At one point in time, yeah.
Okay. But right now, whoever's there in second, third floor, for whatever reason, they're evicted. So your landlord is taking this opportunity to renovate the second and third floor
because he wants to sell it. And so it's a very weird phone call I got from this guy because he called me up and he goes, he was like, I think I'm going to sell the house.
Right. Not for nothing. Nothing lasts forever, Bret.
Nothing lasts forever. I think I'm going to sell the house. And I was like, I appreciate the opportunity. I've been a steward of your property. Thank you so much. I have no leg to stand. I don't pay rent, so I'm not going to go, no, you can't. I like this.
No.
And I don't know this guy that well. We actually don't have that much
contact.
You'd
be bad at negotiating, probably, if you're like, you know what? I've been thinking about it, and I think otherwise.
I want the deed. Yeah, how about that?
Right.
How about that?
Unless there was blackmail involved, then maybe.
No, don't have any blackmail on him. And then he said a weird sentence.
What did he say?
He goes, don't worry. If I sell it, I'll find you another one.
Oh, wow. So this guy's has multiple.
Really, and I'm like, we're not friends.
Well, he's a good guy. Well, but if you've been a good, person, whatever you call
I ride this hard. I mean, I don't know what your situation is financially or anything, but I
feel very lucky to have this living situation as it allows me to pursue my dreams in the most expensive city in New York, in the world. There it is again, the most expensive city in New York, in the world, more accessibly. I feel like God himself gave me the dream grant. Not that I believe in God.
He should have given you hot water though, if it's God. I mean, if it's like truly, he's kind of a dick.
Do you think Jesus had hot water?
That's true.
No,
right.
That's right. That was the conversation I had with
you.
God,
You got me.
Right.
You got me.
But also, listen, devil's advocate, you're actually doing him a solid because
it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
It's a very New York living situation. Here's why. It's because it's a wealthy landowner and a starving artist coming together to take advantage of each other's situations to ultimately take advantage of New York tax code.
Exactly. Like, for example,
that's as New York as it gets.
He probably couldn't rent it legally anyway, right? To a certain extent.
This current stage, there's like bathrooms that need renovating. There's some stuff that he's doing now.
Okay.
And so it's not always fun that I have workers coming in at like 7:45 a.m. and just they're doing their job. I'm not knocking them.
And where were you living 2 years prior?
I was living that was during the pandemic, so I was just bouncing between friends and family's places.
Oh, so you were
not just in New York, but in home in Kansas, and a friend in Atlanta, and my sister in Virginia, and my brother in DC.
So during the pandemic, you were not in New York.
Yeah, no, I was. You were not for much of it, and then I came back to New York. Lived for a couple months and in Crown Heights, and then this situation arose.
Now, the girlfriend, when she found out about your situation, was she kind of like, or whatever? She didn't care?
No, I think she understands my situation. I think she knows that it's very much an opportunity and very privileged to have it. She's 27, so a little old for my taste.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just kidding.
No, she's at her period? Yuck. So now, do you ever shower at her place?
That is where I mostly shower.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
he's going in there.
Dude, I had a relative of mine who is even a couple years older than I am, so he's in his 50s now. But I'm saying years. He's a lawyer, and he had office space in Chinatown. Okay, and I only found out recently that he was in Chinatown. He was living in his office, and he was showering at the gym.
Yeah.
So for years now. He's just been living in his office, but he's like an attorney. I don't know. Yeah. Like
I did that for a couple of weeks when going through a breakup.
Right.
I was like, what a great life hack. Cause like I could sleep just at a recording studio. So I was like, I can flop out at the recording studio and then just go to the Blink Fitness and work out and take a shower.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do that maybe long term, but
yeah,
I
remember I had this situation and I remember going to a Blink, and this was during COVID. And I remember going, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I need a shower.
Yeah.
So I went to the Blink Fitness, and I was like, yeah, want to get a membership. And the guy was so excited. He was like, great. It was during COVID too, when he was like, thank God.
Wow. During COVID, I don't think
about 2.5 years.
I remember because I do work out at a Blink, and I remember I don't shower there anymore anyways because I live close by. But I remember they shut the showers down.
That's exactly right. So that's what ended up happening. Is I remember he was like, great, I'd love to give you the tour, so check it out. We have he's doing the whole, we have 25 treadmills, and I just stopped him and I go, listen, I just gotta ask a question. What? And I go, what's your shower situation like? And he goes, sorry, our locker rooms are closed due to COVID. And I go, and then he was like, okay, so and I go, we don't need to do the tour.
Yeah.
And he goes, what's wrong? And I said, honestly, man, I then just told him the situation.
Yeah, right. You may as well.
And he goes, clean. Can I get in on that? And I was like, sorry, bro. No.
On the rent situation?
Yeah. He's like, can I get on that? And I was like, can I get a free membership?
That's crazy.
You are, by the way, looking at, the story, obviously. And I won't get into the whole story because we unfortunately we don't have that much time. But I have a lifetime ban from Equinox. I am complete. And it's not even, I have a ban, which is known as a house cancel, which means I can never appeal it. And and I actually asked this question. I said, if you open an Equinox on the dark side of the moon, can I join that Equinox? And unequivocally, they said no. I have the kind of ban where it's like if you got caught
Squeeze
like
booty,
fucking somebody in the locker room, but not even in like a shower stall, but like in the middle of the locker room. What happened was, and it's I will keep it super quick.
Wasn't it really anything bad?
It was so insane. Basically, I used to live in the Upper West Side.
He's like, I pulled a Kramer.
Yeah.
And you're like,
right. There's a white man talking.
Yeah. No, normally you guys have big dicks. Am I right, everybody? Look at this.
Hey, some bad racial stand-up. That's it.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
New York Sports Club. I'm sorry. Sports Club of
if you're gonna sorry to interrupt, but if you're gonna be banned from one, it's nice to be banned from the nice one.
Not only the nice one, but the nice one. I got banned from the Sports Club at Equinox, which is the one on Columbus Avenue,
right?
Which you have to have like another tier of membership,
right?
So it's not. So I don't
think you can get banned from a Planet Fitness, even if you decapitate and sexually assault a trainer,
right? So basically, I was working out there, and then COVID happened. And when COVID happened, they actually closed down. They closed down entirely. I had a trainer. Everything got frozen, fine. And then about 3 months after March of 20, they reopened. Okay, so when they reopened, but they reopened with very draconian regulations, meaning you had to make an appointment to work out. There was no shower, blah blah blah.
Wear a mask too, right?
Yeah, when you're blowing somebody, you had to bring your own knee pads. Yes, but you had to wear a mask for sure. So my trainer calls me, and of course they want to get back in the thing so they can start burning memberships. You know, life goes on, right? So he calls me. I'm like, all right, I will meet you at the gym, and we'll do this thing. So at this way, this place worked is ground floor. You walk in, and typically elevator goes up, open up. There's the front desk. You do your thing, and whatever. So now you go in, and there's a young fella downstairs, and they took your temperature with the thing, right? The little beep. Remember your forehead temperature thing?
Yeah.
They do the forehead temperature. Okay, you're fine. Then you go upstairs. Then the trainer met me at the door. This is a massive gym. I mean, a really big space. Right. I'm the only person in this entire fucking place, right? I go in, the guy meets me. I have to wear a mask. I actually follow rules. The guy goes, my trainer goes, look, it's only you and I said, no, I'll wear the mask. I don't care. Let's just do the thing. Do the workout, come out, leave. About an hour later, I'm with my wife for shopping at the grocery store, and I get a phone call, and I don't even recognize the number. And I said, hello. And they go, this is Liz, the front desk manager at Equinox. And I said, oh, hi. And I thought they were literally calling me to be like, on behalf of all of us here at Equinox, we want to thank you for being a member and coming back and blah, blah, blah. You know, you're a hero.
Yeah.
You're a hero. And so I go, okay, listen, I'm so happy you guys have reopened and it's terrific. She goes, no. We're canceling your membership. And I thought she was kidding. And I said, I'm sorry, what? She goes, we're canceling your membership. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, harassment of our staff is not tolerated. We have a zero tolerance policy towards harassment. And I said, I don't understand what you're talking about.
You said, listen, doll face.
Yeah, I said, listen, you may be on the
I don't harass
cheeks.
You might be on the rag or something, but let me tell you, I cut my nails before I fingered you cunt. So I said,
actually, they said, okay, so yeah.
So I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, well, and that's when the whole thing came out about a house cancel. I said, what is going? I said, is this probation? I said, I just bought more I just bought more training. I said, I just dropped like $4,000 there.
Yeah.
I was just in there. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, listen, you can't, I said, can I talk to a manager? She goes, I am the manager. I was like, okay. I said, well, listen, before I go, you have to tell me what I did. I don't think I even interacted with anybody. I came in there like fucking the boy in the bubble. I said, I don't even know you
just got booped. And then
she said, yeah. She said, when you got your temperature taken, did you say to our team member that you prefer having your temperature taken the European way? And I said, yeah, probably.
Mr. McCarthy, did you or did you not? You said this whole court.
Yeah, the system's on trial. So I said, yeah, probably.
You're like, that sounds like me.
Yeah, that's probably. I said I was just messing around. I said,
that's
so
light.
Yeah, she said, well, that was enough, and our team member actually went home for the day. I was like, you've got to be fucking. I said, Liz,
like, try having someone come on your chest.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Liz, I lick my own jizz off my nips, off my pepperoni nipples. Mm-hmm. So listen, I know you have to go.
We got a little time.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah, we got another 10 minutes.
Good. Give me the high sign because I want to get into the race and everything.
Let's get into it right now. Or whatever. Yeah.
So that's what happened. So then, and then actually, once that happened, I actually bought this place, moved over to the east side, and then the Equinox over here called me and said, we'd love for you to be a member. And I was like, I think I'm in the bill. I think I'm under. That's when I found out the term house council. I rejoined Equinox. The next day, when I went to see the trainer, they said, you know better than to come in here. I said, you called me, you motherfuckers.
You know better. What gaslighting?
Gaslighting.
That is gas.
That is like
So
real
now I'm at the-
corporate level
like,
gaslighting.
Yeah, shame on me.
Yeah.
Right.
For doing
Right.
something.
I'm
Yeah.
hard.
So now I'm at the Crunch on 54th Street, which is so gay, by the way. They had to close down the steam room at my gym. No more steam room. Shenanigans.
What? Because people were fucking or something?
Because people were fucking. Gay, and by the way,
Come on, let them fuck.
only only gay people went in there to begin with, so someone had to be really gay in there.
Mhm.
Someone
You should claim
Yeah.
homophobia.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. So
Right.
That's homophobic.
talk to me about the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, this is a play I co-wrote and I'm co-starring in. It's called Race the Movie, the Play. It's a slapstick comedy spoofing cheesy race movies that are trying to win awards. So picture Scary Movie, but for films like Green Book, The Help, Hidden Figures, Django Unchained, 12 Years. The original title we had for it, I co-wrote it, was Not Another Slave Movie.
Oh, shit.
I co-wrote it with my
That's
friend
really
Christian, who's not a honky, and no, Christian's an amazing comedian as well. And yeah, it was originally Race the Movie was a movie script. We won a screenplay contest.
Oh, good.
Big one, and it's one that actually gets stuff made. And we were like, oh, this is the right comedy for the right time. It's like tackling a sensitive subject matter, but in almost with a retro style of comedy, slapstick, which we don't see anymore.
No.
All comedy is so like just real world. And I love the movie world of slapstick. I love the silliness. I love
So tell me,
screwball.
what's your favorite silly movie?
I mean, I would say Austin Borat's probably my number one comedy of all
good,
time.
right.
But I love like Austin Powers. I mean, I love Blazing Saddles. I love Naked Gun. I kind of really miss just silly shit.
Now, why do you think? And I'm this because it's funny you should talk about this because I actually had this conversation with somebody just 2 days ago because I was explaining to them about there was a production company that made these sort of parody movies. They made a parody of Twilight and this and there, and they used to make these movies for about $15 million. They made them in Louisiana, and they always made $60 million. It was like I knew a guy in LA that was the director of photography on these things. So why do you think those movies have fallen out of fashion?
I think there were some awesome ones. Like Scary Movie is like that's a great comedy. And then I think perhaps less funny people started making them.
Okay.
And there was like a string of a few that were like, oh, it's kind of getting diluted and it's kind of being made by people who aren't actually funny and aren't actually taking the time that is required for comedy to make something truly funny. And so I think people just started to distrust the genre.
Okay.
And so that's why I think they started falling off. There was like Epic Movie, which was like, it's okay. And then there was like one after that was even worse. And so I think, and then at that time, I also think Judd Apatow was starting to make some great comedies that also did exist and had some story to them and that way. Although, no disrespect to Judd, perhaps his output hasn't been as high a quality as his earlier stuff.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
Honestly, I think
he's also
he's
also a world-class asshole, and
really
his wife is a fucking bitch.
Oh,
but
well,
whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter.
Wow. I imagine
coming out swinging.
No, I love it.
Not,
be
right?
real with your experience.
That thin-lipped whore. Sorry, I'm just kidding. No,
and we're talking about
banned him
Judd.
from Equinox.
Yeah.
They were behind that.
That was good.
The Apatows.
Yeah, she was the front. She was Liz, the front desk guy.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
No. Yeah. So,
gotta be nice to waiters, Judd. Anyway.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that probably happens.
One of those types of things.
I imagine people who get that level of success probably lose their touch with their self-awareness, and they. I always love a story about David Bowie when he was at some of the height of his powers. He was filming a music video in which he wears a dress. He told this story on a thing.
Right.
And he was wearing a dress on the beach. They're filming a music video and he's doing some dance. And there's like this like just random guy, like dock workery guy on the beach in the shot in the way. And David Bowie comes up to him and is like, excuse me, can you move? We're filming a music video. And the guy goes, who are you? And he's like, I'm David Bowie. And the guy goes, No, you're not. You're just some cunt in a dress. and if David Bowie, the way he tells the story is he goes, "Oh, I need to be like that for the rest of my career. I'm just a cunt in a dress."
Right.
Which that's a great approach to self-importance.
Yes.
Don't have it because
Yeah.
you don't really actually matter, even if you're hot shit. And so.
Just don't take yourself too seriously.
Don't take yourself seriously, and don't think people care who you are in that way. Yeah,
sure.
Take pride in your work and your art.
Yeah,
sure.
Just don't be a twat about it.
And
so, and so,
So has this always been near and dear to you? And
this is something that when we finished Race the movie and sent it to industry, every producer said some version of, this is really funny, but it just tackles a touchy subject. We had one producer say,
Would you say they're spooked? Sorry, you go ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all, folks.
Hey,
and then just
can we give him the hook?
Yeah.
No, but one producer said, it's funny, but just race is just a really hot subject right now.
Sure.
Touchy.
And we were like, right now? What should we check? Right now?
Yeah.
It's been that way for forever in America, you fucking idiot.
This racial tension that just happened.
Yeah. Should we check back in a week and a half when things are perfect?
Yeah.
So, rather than feel defeated, we know great comedy. We're great comics, and we have great comics involved. So we just decided if you do it live, you can't deny the laughs. And audiences are smart enough.
I watched it, and you
did?
Yes.
Oh,
most of it. I had all of a sudden one of my kids has lupus. No, the movie with Corey Feldman. Hey, I fucked that up. But Corey's. But you got a lot of legitimate laughs, and I will say this: that's in a black box theater.
Yeah, with no production value.
Exactly right. So you do not make it easy on yourself.
No,
the dialogue really has to sing.
It's true. And by the way, that theater you probably saw the video of, that was in, we have no budget. And that was for a theater festival in which we were allowed one tech rehearsal for 2.5 hours in the theater. So we had kind of no time to work within the space. We now have an off-Broadway run at the Soho Playhouse. So we've actually gotten to rehearse there, work on our cues, lighting. There are so many great lighting jokes within the show. And what we love is, as comics, the way we've approached stand-up is how we've approached this play, which is to say audiences proofread the jokes in the script.
Sure.
And that earlier version that you may have seen was, I'm really proud of it, but I know this version's even better because we've just tweaked it, trimmed it, added the joke, added better jokes, and cut the ones that weren't doing good enough for us. And now, rather than having like an hour and 45-minute show, we have a really tight 90-minute beast that
intermission.
No intermission, just like
there's
nothing remotely drags. And I think I really believe we have like the right comedy for the right time, and that it's like tackles a very modern, I don't want to say modern issue, but it's very modern, but it tackles an important subject matter, but it filters it through a lens of comedy we don't see anymore. It's like old school slapstick, but updated to fit our modern conversations. And that's why I think, our show is awesome. And we have such good people involved. Christian's the director and my co-writer. We have no ego in theater. We're not in it.
Right.
So when you have this many funny people involved and someone says a funnier joke in rehearssal, it's just like that. I'm not married to my joke. I don't care whose it is. I want the audience to laugh the hardest.
But there also is there room for improv in this, or no? It's scripted.
It's mostly it's like, let's hit our marks and have precision. Let's have precision as a cast.
Because that's the tricky thing with theater is that you can't listen. The script has to be very funny, and it has to be what it is because there are lighting cues and people have to know where to say what. And if people kind of go off of it, then it's what it is. But
yeah, you do need that polish. And fortunately, our performers have the ability to improvise if something weird happens within the house. At our opening night show, an audience member fell down, and Dean, who's the star of the show, the great Dean Edwards from SNL and movies even, was able to, it was at the serious moment. There's one serious moment, and he was able to because he's been a comic for 30 years, he was able to work with that, get a couple laughs, And then, you know, he did this like take two thing and was able to just revert back into the seriousness of the scene. It was really awesome watching someone as gifted and talented as him.
Can I tell you what I would have done?
Go.
I would have gone like this. I would have gone 9/11 again, you know, and the whole fucking place would have broken out. You know what I mean? And then when again, all right, folks, you know, and then maybe going, and then get right back into it like it never happened.
All right, let me write that down. Just
slide whistle.
Yeah, right.
Seltzer, if you want to, you know, if you want to get messy.
Squirting fly. I don't know what kind of budget you have. What's the how many people can sit in this theater?
So it's 170 seat theater.
That's a big theater.
Oh, that's not
very
bad.
Big theater. Yeah, we had a really, you know, we nearly sold out opening night. We've had 2 shows. We opened on this past Wednesday.
How long's the run?
It's a 4-week run, 14 total shows, 12 remaining. If anyone's watching, racethemovietheplay.com for tickets, or just at Soho Playhouse's website.
So we go to okay, hold on. So we go to Soho Playhouse, the website.
Yeah, you can go to racethemovietheplay.com.
And on this thing, it's all running up there, right?
It's his Twitter's below us, but
so we can find you on your Twitter. How do you say the Twitter?
At Bret Raybould, Bret.
Yeah, that's Raybould. Right. That's on the little ticker.
Go to Instagram because I don't really.
We don't like.
Oh, you're not a Twitter guy.
Well, if you do, I'll find a way.
It's the same rate. Same thing. Bret Raybould. Okay, cool.
And
I like Twitter because you can see pussy.
Yeah,
it's true. I have masturbated to Twitter.
Yeah, sure, especially now that Elon Musk is on it.
Right,
that guy's a looker.
Yeah, just memes.
Yeah, right. Whoa. Now, like your whole when you so you like this. I know we're really kind of bumping up on it, but like when you are talking about like that you like, the Zucker brothers and the Airplane. They're the best. Although Airplane 2 is so bad.
I've never seen it.
Oh, with Will Shatner?
I've never seen it.
It's so bad that it's kind of sad. Like you don't want to watch it because they bring back the Jive brothers and listen, that's
post OJ murder.
It was lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
No, wasn't post OJ murder. That was like 83 or something. OJ was still a beloved, not even a naked gun yet, right? He was still just beating up Nicole and not killing her.
Right.
Yeah. He was just beating her up. Yeah, exactly. Right. You know, it's funny, super quick. When that whole thing happened, I have a family that have a place on Martha's Vineyard. And the summer of 94, I was 21 and I was in charge of the house that summer. And there's a naked beach called Lucy Vincent Beach. And I would go there every Sunday and I would get blasted on acid. And I would go hang out on acid.
He's since been banned.
I am
for making a very light
house
joke.
Canceled.
Well, as a matter of fact, I did get scolded by some
house.
No, I did get scolded by people because my friends and I would go up and we would take wet sand and cram it up our ass crack and then stand there in the surf and go and pretend we were shitting and look like shit. And I remember a guy came up and he had a great line. He goes, "You're being too naked for the nude beach."
Wow.
But I remember one time I was in the water and there was this older guy with the big floppy white hat. And this is just when OJ got arrested. And I was talking to this guy for about 45 minutes about the OJ trial. And I came back in from standing there and I said to my friend, "That guy's really nice." And my friend goes, "That's Alan Dershowitz." And so I talked to Alan Dershowitz for 45 minutes about the fucking OJ trial. Anyway,
right, he knew a lot of the conversation.
Yeah. But like growing, I mean, you must have you grew up in like around white people, right? Like
I grew up in a very white area.
So for you, is race near and dear to your heart, or is it more like you thought you saw the opportunity for comedy? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's very near and dear to my heart because I just love being a white guy, the privilege that accompanies that.
No, being a tall white guy.
It's great. The world is nicer to you. No. I would say like it's not something I would feel like I'm an authority in. Of course not.
No, but
I my friend and
it's a choice.
It started as just a joke between us where we just were joking on a podcast about a movie called Not Another Slave Movie.
Okay.
And then we were like, that's really funny. And so we set out to write that. And Blazing Saddles is also, of course, one of the the nicest review we've gotten is someone said it was Mel Brooks for the modern era.
Okay,
that's a very nice
have you seen the idols. Hulu thing?
I watched a few minutes and I was just like, well, it's not the same when it's just taking the name of Mel and it's just taking the name of History of the World. And there's something about a lot of incredibly successful, wealthy artist types getting together for just like 2 months to make something that it just isn't going to end up that great. And this is the era of content where I think people are feeling a lot of pressures to just make. And no one is doing the due diligence, in my eyes, sorry to soapbox.
No, please.
But I think no one is doing the due diligence of the artistic process of having audiences really help you work on your shit. And that's kind of why I think, our play, the thing it has going for it is I think it's an incredibly spectacular piece of comedy. I really do. I actually, not to be a dick, I really think it's one of the best, if not the best thing there is. Not just because of me, it's because of who we have in it. We have so many amazing up and comers and savvy veteran types in this.
How many
piece.
Actors are in it?
Oh, we have a big cast. We have 13 people.
It's a lot of people,
and it's an
unlucky number too. Like
I know
Judas.
It's the type of show. Yeah, one person will be killed.
Right, exactly. Right.
But it's the type of show that when you have that much comedy firepower, it's like I'll take our show against any other show in New York. And laugh for laugh, no one will laugh harder. I really think that. I think our show is funnier than anything on Broadway. It's not the nicest. Someone said it's not funny for theater. It's funny for comedy, and that's the bar we hit. This is a capital C comedy, and people talk about how you can't remake certain. You can't. Everyone always goes, you can't make Blazing Saddles these days. But then the next sentence they go, but it's hilarious. And you're like, why can't you kind of if audiences are smart enough to understand satire, why can't you tow around challenging subject matter? That's the job of the writer and the comic and the artist, is to walk the tightrope and be willing to. I would never be a person who says cancel culture is ruining comedy, but I think the fear of judgment that certain writers and comedians have around being judged for not being moral entities has limited them and how they approach their own art. And so I'm sorry if I sound pretentious.
No, you're fine. No.
It's really how I feel.
No, I completely agree.
Very pretentious.
No, it's okay. You play chess and you have no hot water and you live in
those
Bed-Stuy.
Two things balance out.
Yeah,
though.
you are a world-class shithead, but it's fine. But like what I agree with you in is that, and it's a lot. And we're not going to. Again, we're just about there.
Yeah,
but
feel free to. Yeah,
no, it's cool.
But
I might just get up and leave, and you guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You just.
The guy's still talking about how great his play is. No.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Talk about how it sucks?
No. I think that's great. I think that's it's good to have somebody be very like earnest and actually advocate. Everybody's so tongue in cheek and afraid to like.
Yeah, especially Eric J. Friedman. Am I right, guys? I see what I did there. Brought it back. I'm gonna go see this fucking thing. I'm gonna go see it. Man. I've gone to see. I just called Colin's thing Small Talk, and I fell asleep. But so I'll have my wife bring a knitting needle. Yeah, I'll say, sweetheart, if I start that, you give me a jab. But the point is that I wanted to make was I think there is a tremendous disconnect of people that what really makes people laugh and what people think they're supposed to laugh at. Mm-hmm. And I think that we've lost it in the translation because people are so afraid to actually say what they're going to laugh at because there's so many ways for people to get misinterpreted by the product that they put out that people are not being truthful about really doing what they want to do. And what's weird to me is like, okay, I'm very critical of almost everything, but I think The Interview with James Franco and Seth Rogen is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Oh, really? Wow.
It is a rollicking road trip comedy that doesn't lean too into the sort of the sort of the easy stuff that like there's certain things, but I think it is a satire. It's funny as shit. And to me, that's a shining example of what you can do. But then I think it's you don't see you see that, but then there's people retreat into it. So I'm happy that you're so passionate about it. Soho Playhouse.
Yeah, it's Soho Playhouse.
Right. Any kind of Groupon, TKTS?
Hell yeah. If you DM me, you'll get a promo code for $30 tickets, which is a great deal for any off-Broadway show.
But not on Twitter because you don't.
I'll find a way to get there.
So Instagram, what is the Instagram? It's on there, but
it's just at Bret Raybould. My name, BRETRAYBOULD.
Okay, good.
DM me for that promo code. Special show. Don't miss it. It's just an incredible show.
All right,
I'm really proud of it.
Will you? Because I want to see how the middle of the run's doing. Will you come back? And I'm leaving the country on a Tuesday. I do some some drug, and not a mule, but I can accommodate up to 7 pounds of fentanyl in my they call it my luggage caboose. So I can. So my point is that I'll be gone. Can we maybe come back in like a couple of weeks?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you drove here. You have a fucking car.
I have a beautiful 2001 Honda Accord.
Oh,
right.
It's
got it.
Really?
Weirdly, it has hot water.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You son of
I don't know. Right out of the glove. Come here and kiss me.
Kiss you. Brett, thank you for coming by. Thank you very much.
Awesome,
Best of luck. I look forward to seeing the show. I'm excited. And by the way, we'll tweet it out. But we've got the he did a really funny thing where he really
the Bublé thing. I gotta
is
see that.
very funny. How old is that?
Bret Bublé. I retired from comedy to pursue a career in jazz, and it's about 4 years old. I had Bret Bublé. It was a cover album of Michael Bublé songs. It went 34 on the jazz charts, right below Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Harry Connick Jr. Wrote I think the world's worst song lyric.
Wow.
Where the rest, you ever heard the song "The Recipe for Making Love"?
No.
He goes, "I didn't get it from some magic book upon a shelf." Ready for this one? I didn't get it from some magical and culinary elf.
Oh, you guys know everybody knows a culinary elf.
That's the recipe for making love. And if you make it right, you'll know it. It's not like anything you've made before. But when he goes, I made it from, but he says magical twice, and then he says he runs shelf and culinary elf. What a fucking asshole. Everybody, we've been with Bret. Thank you very much. Remember, no show next Friday. When we come back, we'll have fun. Fuck everything. And we'll see you soon. Go get a t-shirt. Bye.